Gold Coasters, thank you very much to Gold Coast Libraries for having me to do this virtual author encounter today. My name is Paige Toon and my new book, The Minute I Saw You, is out now. So I have been asked a few questions by Gold Coast Libraries readers, so I'm just going to kick straight off. And the first one is, what makes The Minute I Saw You a good book to read at this particular time? I would say that this is escapism. That's the sort of books that I love to read. It's the sort of books I love to write. Something that really injects you straight into a little bit of action straight away, helps you keep turning the pages. I don't want to say it's lighthearted, because, well, it is lighthearted. It's sort of full of joy and, chemistry between the two main characters, but there's also quite a lot of darkness. And I think this book, more than any others that I've written, the gap between the light and the dark is probably the strongest. So both of the main characters have some secrets and things that have happened to them to make them the way they are, and the way they are is that neither of them do long-term relationships. And Sonny, the guy character, he's sworn himself off, basically sex, and so the chemistry between the two of them, because they can never take their relationship that step further, was really delicious to write. So I hope if you like a good love story which has got a few ups and downs and twists and turns, then hopefully you'll love it. The next question is, which other writers inspire you? Well, like I say, I love reading love stories and books that, proper sort of escapist reads. So, my probably all-time favourite writer is Marian Keyes. I think Watermelon was the first book of hers that I read, and I was inspired after that. And when I started reading some of her other books, which featured the Walsh sisters across different novels, I was definitely inspired by that when I came to write mine. So sometimes you get little cameos in my books. I've written 18 books now, and there's a few different little crossovers and cameos sometimes, which is not meant to be a spoiler, but just supposed to be, if you've read that other book, it's really nice to kind of see them again. So she definitely inspires me. And other authors that I like reading, I just love reading a good love story. I actually really like reading different genres. Like I think Cassandra Clare writes some of the best chemistry ever. She writes books set in a fantasy world. So yeah, that sort of thing. What advice do you have for budding writers? It's just so important to write for yourself. Write the book that you love to read. Write the book that you really want to write. Don't try and think about what is commercial or what other people will think about it. I mean, ideally, if you can even forget in a way that you might ever see the light of day, and just write a book that you're going to just really enjoy, getting lost in that world. Don't read too much of what you've written, because you might just sort of read it back and be really critical of it. That will put you off. And at the end of the day, you can't edit nothing, so you need to get to the end of the book, and then you can look back at it and know that you can make it right, or make it even better. But you just have to push on and get to the end. But yeah, write what you love. I remember my publisher saying to me, your job is to write the book that you're passionate about. It's our job to sell it. So I think there's an audience out there for everyone, but not if you're sneaky about it and try to write for a certain audience. I think that's just only going to lead to your unhappiness, effectively. And then the final question is, what's next for Paige Toon, and what are you looking forward to? And I'm trying to research my new book at the moment, my next book, which is due at the end of November. I tend to only really get started writing in September, so that's good, because it's tough at the moment to stay focused with lockdown and homeschooling and everything that's sort of going on in the world right now. So I really need to just get cracking with my research. And these characters, my main character in the next book, her parents are foster carers, and basically she forms a bond with one of the troubled teenagers that comes to stay at their house, and then it's sort of told between then when they were teenagers and now when they're in their early 30s. So I've got a lot of research to do about the care system. And just in terms of what I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to going travelling again. I miss Australia. My family, my entire family are in Australia right now, and just before lockdown kicked off, my parents were supposed to fly over, and they made the decision not to come, which was the right decision, going by everything that happened afterwards. But I really want to see my family again, so hopefully it won't be too long. So just to say, that's all from me. Thank you very much to Gold Coast Libraries for hosting me, and thank you for tuning in and hearing me ramble on. And if you want to stay in touch with me, you can visit pagetoon.com, that's my website, or I'm on social media, Twitter, Facebook, @Paige Toon Author. So hopefully hear from some of you soon. Love hearing from my readers, so it'd be lovely to hear from you.